captured people's attention, which led her to well-respected New York record producer Rob Fusari.
She had ideas that other girls just weren't doing at the time. She took risks. She was inspired by the drag queens that she hung out with. She was inspired by the go-go girls that she saw at clubs. She brought all of these different gritty elements, and she decided that she could actually make that work in the mainstream pop scene.
It was like every day she was getting more famous. And that was the weirdest thing to experience. Like every day there started to be this excitement building around her.
I remember the show that led to her production deal. We were playing a female showcase at the cutting room. We were kind of disappointed with how the show went in terms of like sort of industry people that were there. But one of the other performers, Wendy, came up after the show. She said, "You're incredible, that rocked. I know a producer that is gonna love you." And right there she called Rob Fusari.
He was an early influence on her and really took her under his wing, and was a great songwriter and producer who just sort of collaborated with her very early on. I know that there's not the best blood between them now, but there's two sides to every story.
Stephanie was intent to change her image to get publicity. She changed her name to Lady Gaga, named after the famous song by legendary rock group Queen. L.A. Reid took notice and signed her to Island Def Jam, but she would eventually get dropped. More determined than ever to make it, Gaga finally got the break that would change her life forever when she met hip-hop mogul Akon.
Oh man, Lady Gaga was a gift, man. I gotta tell you, that right there was a gift. It felt dead in my lap.
It's been really amazing to be traveling with Akon and having him introduce me and the record. It's really a dream come true.
If L.A. Reid had not cut her from Island Def Jam, there would be a musician called Lady Gaga, but it wouldn't be what we talk about now when we talk about Lady Gaga.
4 months after the record came out in December, the record dropped in September of that year. No one was biting on the song, and until that song bit, then everyone started paying attention.
I don't think that she would have a career if it wasn't for Akon. He really gave her a chance. His record company and the producers that he introduced her to were very instrumental in launching her career.
I've never actually witnessed anyone whose fame multiplied exponentially every month to that degree.
I know that Akon had a great influence on Gaga, but what I really hear is Gaga's influence on Akon.
Akon has claimed that he's made, over $80 million on her, and Lady Gaga's made over $100 million off of her. I think both are very possible, but I think they're both going to be making a lot more money off of her also.
Coming up, Gaga in an egg, and still to come, I go undercover to find people who want to cash in on her fame when Chasing Gaga continues. You're watching Chasing Gaga. Lady Gaga always seems to look beyond the impact of the real world when she arrived at the 2011 Grammy Awards in an egg, carried by a group of scantily clad models, revealing moments of crisis and drama. It's the kind of thing we have come to expect from the enigmatic superstar who burst on the scene only a few years back. Clearly, Gaga has become music's consciously rebellious artist.
There's a standard. It's about looking beautiful, and she sort of gave a big to the idea of looking beautiful.
She's got one of those faces that can be quite beautiful and attractive at times, and other times not so attractive, and I think that is kind of what makes her special.
The meat dress was the definition of Lady Gaga's shock value when it came to fashion. She knew exactly what was going to happen when she wore it. It was wearing something crazy and looking to get attention.
I think she just came up with some idea with her creative director and her stylist, and they just said, let's wear raw meat as a dress, and let's make a matching purse. And it's kind of like an interesting new take on ugly couture.
It also set off all the people, whether it's PETA or people like that who were against it. It was shock value.
It was brilliant because it was genuine. It was authentic. It was her really just going to a kind of raw, ugly place.
I can't quite explain it. It's a pop cultural nerve.
Possessing an unfaltering music sense is just a small part of Gaga. She has also shown an unwavering social consciousness for equal rights, rallying against bullying, and showing huge support for the gay community.
In terms of activism, I believe only in positivity and in love.
There are many who question if Gaga uses social activism to sell records. But the people who know Gaga insist those charges are frivolous and that Gaga's intent to keep fighting the fight.
On a gay scale of 1 to 10, I'm a Judy Garland 42.
There are people that hate her in the gay community, and you've probably seen this backlash. There's this real anti-Gaga backlash, and then there's like this fervent, crazy followers. You know, it's almost like Scientology.
I think she's very important to the gay community because she arrived in Washington for the equality rally. She dressed in drag for the VMAs.
There's always some backlash, like when she did Born This Way, there was a lot of people who felt it was too overt of a statement. She just said, it is overt, why mince words? Staring in the face of the issues that concern her has made her a legend in her own time.
We need change now. We demand actions now.
Every news program that she's on, every concert she has, she's all about gay rights.
Despite the political advances made in terms of our rights and visibility as an LGBT people, sadly the truth and the fact is that homophobia and anti-gay violence and bullying are alive and real.
Lady Gaga is very important to the gay community, and I'm not sure if Lady Gaga would be where she is today without her gay fan base.
I don't consider myself a gay icon.
And I think some of our greatest performers in history are the ones that the gays have embraced. You know, you look at Bette Midler, you look at Madonna. Hey, I mean, David Bowie, where would these people be without the gay fan base?
What she means for the gay community, for a lot of them, though, is about self-expression. The same thing Madonna did. Basically, any woman that gets a microphone in her hand kind of goes, get free, you know, starts singing about feel free on the dance floor, and gay guys are like, yes, I'm living.
I am one with my generation. I feel a moral obligation as a woman or a man to exercise my revolutionary potential and make the world a better place.
Like all superstars, Gaga was not exempt from vicious rumors from the tabloid media, including that she was a hermaphrodite. A master PR person, Gaga ignored the rumors and let them persist. It created a worldwide stir as people everywhere questioned her sexuality. The rumors started when a video of a UK concert captured an upskirt shot of Gaga and revealed what looked like a bulge between her legs. Eventually, Gaga labeled the rumors as ridiculous and untrue. And to the people who knew her best, it was clear who Gaga really is.
Well, I think any media is good, and it helped her get famous. What they say and what is true is really, I don't think that relevant. I don't think it really bothered her. And there's still people to this day that probably say, she's an hermaphrodite.
I knew that wasn't true because I've seen her half naked in the early days, you know?
I mean, anybody with half a brain knew that that wasn't even remotely true. It seemed almost desperate, actually.
The great thing about Lady Gaga is she has a wonderful sense of humor. And anyone whose sexuality or gender is getting questioned, I say use it to your advantage. That's a great press angle, and it's a great way to get more attention.
You know, I was with her, and all the parts were there. You could tell she was a woman.
You know, my beautiful vagina is very offended by that question.
If Lady Gaga was a restaurant, which one would she be?
Well, it would have to be a restaurant. This is a tough question, but it would have to be a restaurant that is totally unique because it couldn't be a chain. That the gays really liked, and I think it would probably have to be Hamburger Mary's.
Maybe not a restaurant, but those kitchens where they do these incredible cakes with all the icing, and they do all this like cake icing sculptures that are just out there. Like, that's how I would equate Gaga. She's definitely not meat and potatoes. I wouldn't say she's steak, although she did wear the meat dress, which was genius. But yeah, there's a lot of sugar to Gaga.
Still to come, Gaga versus Madonna, and what does the future hold for her? When Chasing Gaga continues.